Hi, 3302 people. Starting in the fall of 2015, we have some sections that are larger of this course. So instead of having several smaller sections, we have one larger section. And so because of that, we might need to add some extra literature circle books. So some of the books that I said in the beginning weren't going to be added. They might be. Check the Google Doc, surprise. Different instructors may choose to do different things, and it might change from semester to semester, but at least you know about those books a little bit. I'm going to share 3 other books that either now or in the future might be on the list. So again, this is going to be a video that's going to add for across multiple semesters, and then check the actual place that your instructor has asked you to sign up, and then that will give you the specific choices that you have. At least you'll know about more books. Okay, so I'm going to share 3 more. One is called Gossamer by Lois Lowry. If you like fantasy, this might be a book for you. It's actually sort of about magical creatures. If you like fairies, or sort of thinking about magical and mystical and sort of those kinds of elements, you might like this. It's actually a really lovely story about the sort of fairy-like creatures that help give us dreams at night. So it's a really, really interesting story, full of sort of how we come up with these, the things that we dream, and then how they battle against the things that give us nightmares. So it's sort of this good and evil, but through this sort of these fairy creatures. Another book is called Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper. This book is about an 11-year-old who's super, super smart. It says on the back, 11-year-old Melody has a photographic memory. Her head is like a video camera that's always recording, and there's no delete button. She's the smartest kid in her whole school, but no one knows it. She actually has a disability that doesn't enable her to speak. I think it's CP, cerebral palsy. And so she's totally locked kind of in her body. Her mind is totally is not only totally fine, but is actually really advanced, but she can't share that with anybody. So she can't tell people what she knows. She can't tell people what she can do. And she has a hard time making friends because there's no way to interact until she gets this new technology that lets her start to communicate and share who she is. And it sort of opens up this world for her in this really interesting way. So if you're interested in disabilities, particularly physical disabilities, and maybe some of that technology and how people with disabilities and those people who care about them and live in community with them, how they all interact, this might be a book for you if it's a choice in your semester. And then last but not least, one of my all-time favorite books. This is called Seed Folks by Fleischmann. You'll see it's tiny, tiny, tiny. So if you're like, I'm not reading a long book, it might be for you. But there's so much here. It's told it from multiple perspectives. Right? So there's a whole variety of people who each have a story around this shared experience, right? So the book centers around a community garden in Cleveland. Pretty sure it's in Cleveland. It's in a big city, and I think it's Cleveland. And it's about how this space and this act of gardening brings all of these different people together. So it's about how we live with each other, how we cross differences, what ties us together, what separates us, and how we might think about that. It's really lovely, definitely some symbolism. If you're a person who just wants these lots of little stories of different people's experiences, and then thinking about what ties us together, this might be a book for you. So with that, I know there's lots of little additions in this, but go check your Google Doc. The link is coming up, and sign up for whatever books are available to be chosen this semester.